Ori and the Will of the Wisps is an action-adventure, open-world, puzzle game that developed by Moon Studios GmbH and published by Xbox Game Studios. Players assume control of Ori, a white guardian spirit. To progress through the game, players are tasked with moving between various platforms and solving intricate puzzles. The game world unfolds to the player in the form of a Metroidvania, with new movement abilities allowing the player to access previously inaccessible areas. Unlike its predecessor, The Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps relies on autosaving rather than manually placed soul links, and the sequential upgrade system of the first title has been abandoned for a shard system that allows players to upgrade Ori in various ways, like sticking to walls, and those that are equipped can be changed on the fly. Some of the foundational gameplay elements were inspired by the Rayman and Metroid franchises. A new mode called Spirit Trials was revealed at Gamescom 2018. The mode has players race to a goal and attempt to get the fastest time possible. Players can also see the best times of other players and their route to the goal. Now let's get to the story of game. How everything begins. The story, taking place immediately after the events of Blind Forest, is narrated by the spirit tree in the forest of Nirwin. Kuro's last egg hatches, giving birth to a baby owl whom Ori, Naru, and Gumo name Ku, and, while also continuing their life together, they raise her as a family. Ku soon becomes the age to start flying, but being born with a damaged wing. She is unable to until Gumo affixes Kuro's feather to her wing. Ku and Ori go off on a flight, eventually taking them out of Nibelung into Nirwin, where a storm causes them to be separated. Regaining consciousness from the fall, Ori's search for Ku leads them to Qualik, a toad looking over the Inkwater Marsh and some of Nirwin's inhabitants, the Moki. He tells Ori that Ku is in the Silent Woods, the Moki's former home now turned into a desolate graveyard of owls, but with the waters of Nirwin unclean. Ori must set the wheels of the wellspring back into motion to enter the Silent Woods. Qualik also gives Ori a wisp, the voice of the forest, to guide them on their journey. At the same time that Ori enters the wellspring, Naru and Gumo, realizing where Ori and Ku are, head off to Nirwin via a raft to find them. Upon setting the wellspring's wheels back into motion, clearing Nirwin's water, Ori proceeds to enter the Silent Woods. There they soon reunite with Ku, but shortly after encounters Shriek, a deformed owl ruling over the Silent Woods and terrorizing Nirwin, who was an orphan at birth and rejected by the rest of her kind, turning her vicious. Shriek attacks the pair and kills Ku. After mourning over Ku, Qualik explains to Ori that the voice of the forest is not at full power and as such, is unable to bring Ku back in its current state, due to the spirit willow's prior passing. The light that it carried was shattered into 5 wisps that scattered across Nirwin, leaving the forest vulnerable to corruption and decay that killed the willow's guardian spirits and Shriek's parents before her birth. Qualik tasks Ori with seeking out the other 4 wisps of the spirit willow's light, the memory, eyes, strength, and heart of the forest, and merge them with the voice to reform the tree's light. Qualik leaves his marsh to help Ori with finding one of the wisps, but his body is forcibly taken over by the stink spirit, a creature born out of the forest's decay whose body jamming the wheels of the wellspring was the cause of its non-functionality. Ori breaks the spirit's control over Qualik, allowing for him to kill it but leaving him mortally wounded. Before dying, Qualik pleads to Ori to restore and protect Nirwin in his place. Ori eventually finds all 5 wisps and merges them together to reform Sire, the Golden Light. Ori and Sire head to the Spirit Willow and Sire revives it. However, the tree tells Ori that its time has passed and it can no longer carry Sire, asking Ori to merge with the light to restore Nirwin, though they would have to leave their previous life behind. The spirit willow passes Sire on to Ori, but Shriek reappears and snatches it. Ori defeats Shriek, who returns to the Silent Woods and dies in the wings of her parents' husks. Meanwhile, Ori limps their way over to Sire and merges with it, healing Nilwyn and reviving Ku with her damaged wing restored in the process, which Naru and Gumo arrive in time to witness. Ku, Naru, and Gumo find where Ori and Sire merged, and they discover a spirit tree beginning to grow there. They help the tree flourish and continue their life together, with the spirit tree revealing that it was Ori all along, retelling the events leading up to when it merged with Sire. Eventually, the tree completely grows and life begins anew as a new spirit guardian falls from it. Thank you for watching our video. Please make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe.